The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with ACT Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Eisen, as we are here for the beginning of a 3-day Division 1 marathon, starting with day 4, going live on the first half with Demon's Force taking on Union Gaming on the map of Consulate, a map that we don't get to see too often, but has been slightly on the rise over the last few weeks. And the map will in fact be going live right here, right now on your screens, with Demon's Force on the attack, Union on the defense, and we're already in the ban phase between both sides. UG have the first ban on the map, and they will decide to take out Thatcher. Standard ban right there from the side of Union. Not really anything too surprising, once again, as it were. And then, of course, you have Demon's Force banning their attacker side on the ban phase. Attack for Demon's Force has, of course, been one of those things that you always learn to watch out for, seeing them play. But as of recently, we've seen a different Demon's Force, shall we say, as the Capita ban comes out. They've sort of been reserved, slightly more reserved than usual. They've been waiting for the intel to come in. They've been doing the utility clearance because they've realized that with the roster changes, of course, that have been coming in, that maybe being an all-aggressive attack team isn't going to work out all the time. Sure, they make it work about 80% of their attacking rounds, or used to, but when people started reading into that and started setting up for those specific pushes, they started realizing that they will need to reserve their ultra-aggressive attack strategies for 1 or 2 rounds in the first or second half. Depends on when they're attacking. Valkyrie ban comes in from the side of DF, leaving Union Gaming to have the last ban on the map, and they will decide to ban the... Well then, Bandit. That's a new one. And that's probably a dispensable ban, shall we say, because while Bandit are pretty useful, all things considered, on console, especially for the lower basement garage floor, it's still a ban that leaves a lot of operators in. You have Mira, you have Maestro, you have Clash, you have Wamai, you have Jaeger, and a whole bunch of other meta operators who are currently in the game. With all that being said, of course, I've got the man for the mic long enough. Baba, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing absolutely great, Jack. And talking about the rosters on the side of Demon's Force, we have Asterix, Khajiit, Sniper 1, Candy, Levi, and Tsushima Goat. And on the side of Union Gaming, we have EX7, Sparko, Sandy, Jittery, and Beat. Six pick will come in from Jittery, switching from the Maestro to the Jaeger, as well as Tsushima Goat as he switches from the Blitz to the Zofia. Now, when it comes to the ban phase, especially on the side of Demon's Force, you are bound to have some targeted bans coming in from Tsushima Goat, either a Blitz ban or a Blackbeard ban, because, you know, we all know how great Tsushima Goat is expert when it comes to those two specific operators on the side of, on the attack phase specifically. But knowing about it, UG deciding to ban the standard bans as well, especially on attack, eliminating the Thatcher as well as the Capitao, you are... there is still good amount of opportunities as well. You still have the Nomad with those air jabs to make sure that the runouts wouldn't happen, and also knowing that the Mira is still not banned on the side of defense, it would prove to be very difficult for the attackers to gain control on piano, knowing that there will always be either a mute holding down, technically in the side of toilets, and hopefully making sure that they don't have control of it in the early rounds. Talking about some major gunfights, I believe EX7 tries to contest against Kushima Goat right from outside the admin office window. With Kushima Goat taking a bit of damage, he will be cautious and proceed with the drone was giving them the information that they need, making sure that the roamers will be eliminated as soon as possible.
Defender is exposed.
Well, Jittery is not about to wait around, but that's a little unfortunate for him. Went for a big run to try and capitalize on the fact that Tsukishima was a little low. But unfortunately for him, Tsukishima knew well in advance that there was a Jittery running around outside the map. First drop comes in, and Demon's Force will take the first one, but EX7 is going to fire back by finding Sniper. And there goes Asterix, Sandy taking that kill. EX7 went down to post gunfight. Looks like Kajit was the one to do that, but Tsukishima will come in and confirm the kill. Another retaliation to make sure that the man count is equalized between both sides, but you still have Sandy on the roam on first floor Teller, which is going to be a little bit of an interesting spot for him to be playing in, because it's a spot that will be contested, seeing as Levi has droned him out. Levi's got to be pretty careful right now. So does Levi, mind you. Has to watch for a fair few flank routes that any of Human Gaming's defenders could take if they so choose to. Looks like Sandy has long since fled the scene of the crime, and he will be hanging back inside of sight from the looks of it, as we are fast approaching the remaining 70 seconds in the round. He's, speaking of Lamai, of course, he's just hanging out, not inside the site, he's outside of it on the stairs. And right now it's a bit of a standstill, so Kushima Goat, he's got to be careful with those impacts on the Zofia, as he did a little bit more damage to himself. He's now at 20 HP, no less than if he were to get Revive posted down, but of course he hasn't been down, so who knows, that's just a point of comfort for the man going forward from here.
Man count equalized, and also the vertical control from Demon's Force in Piano Room will try to find at least one or two players. They are having a lot of problems dealing with, especially Sandy will be able to get another kill, eliminating Levi's. Kushima Goat thinking of going very aggressive, and that aggression will cost him his life, making it a 1v3 situation. It all goes down to Kajit, who was trying to gain that vertical control right from the piano. Unfortunately, with him not having enough amount of manpower and also the time, he is forced to make his own play. He only has 10 seconds. Unit Gaming will definitely hold their ground, making sure that they won't make those aggressive mistakes as best as possible. Kajit, well, sad to see he won't be able to find one, and neither does the win. Unit Gaming winning round 1 on Basement Garage. As we proceed to round 2, where the site will be technically be on second floor console office, or maybe if Union Gaming does surprise us, we might be able to see Basement Archives and Tellers.
Well, I don't think Archives and Tellers will be quite coming out, at least not yet, but First Floor Lobby will definitely come out from the side of UG. For whatever reason, they're not going to second floor console, and I'm kind of trying to figure out exactly why. Knowing UG, even with the Mira being available on console, they probably won't be going for a Mira play. They usually don't like to. They usually like to have Beat, or whoever's playing the mute really, sitting on the first floor bathroom if the site is basement, and just Beat in those odd positions, if you will, alongside EX7, or maybe even Jittery, seeing as Jittery has been making some big plays, or attempted big plays, as if we were to go off the first round that we just had. Now, speaking of EX7, the man's been doing quite a bit of work for his team as of recently, and he's done well. Just overall, one of the better players in UG, if you will. But you know, he's going to have to tone down that hyper aggression of his own just a little bit because of Demon's Force's recent. I say that with a little bit of trepidation, because that, of course, doesn't have to stick. Knowing Demon's Force right now, with Asterix and Kajit having joined their main roster, they are a slightly less predictable team than they used to. UG definitely set up very well for Demon's Force's attack in the previous round. They had their angles covered. They had their site defense, most importantly, very well, conducted. But even then, Demon's Force could turn things upend them, if you will, and flip the table on its head. Sniper One Candy's already got the Blackbeard rolling, as you can see after that first round. Well, Sakashima Goat, of course, you saw him take that 6 pick in that first round out of the blitz, as the man's been more of a Zofia main as of recently. Not that I can blame him for it. Zofia is just such a great operator in every single sense of the word that, you know, you want to have her in your operator mode. Kajit on the yellow stairs in the meanwhile. Here's the gunshots. Can't exactly find anybody, as EX7 was probably shooting out of connector towards the yellow stairs area, along where Jittery is for the time being, as this two-man roam hold from these two very influential operators might just turn out to be something that Ubisoft won't be able to get through. Well, Beat's gonna go down to the well, as I was saying. That Sakashima takes that kill, and a very important kill, as the meat will be off the board.
Already an early kill for Demon's Force, and Jittery, he's just trying to make a really good angle right from towards the piano from the console office window. We do see Sandy yet again think of going for a run out, but unfortunately the Blackbeard will be able to claim the life of EX7, and also Sparko, who was trying to hold an angle from the bakery. He's going to go down, and so does Jittery. Actually, so does Asterix. I do apologize again. Vamai goes down right from the meeting room, which leads to Jittery all by himself. He'll be able to find one, but can he get the second is going to be a difficult problem. He gets it. Whips out the pistol, gets a third. Can he get the fifth? No, he does not. So close, yet so far. Even with good attempts being made from Jittery, he won't be able to get the final kill of Sledge, as Demon's Force will be the one winning their second round in first floor lobby, as we proceed to round 3, second floor console office.
Okay, Baba seems to have lost all of his words right there. Not that I can blame him, because Jittery, the way he was rolling in that situation, it seemed like he would have all the kills in his pocket before we even knew what was going on. However, he could not... Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. I thought, okay. I thought that it was because of that, you know, potential clutch, but turns out we're just going back to lobby.
Attackers need to locate
is that why, Baba?
No, it's just... It's the way how Demon's Force went in just to eliminate Jittery. It's just...
It was definitely...
Yeah, it was definitely... It was a very close round. I mean, most of the UG playstyles I always see, it always render me speechless, you know? Most of the time I try to say something, but in the end it's just, you know, doesn't work out well in the end.
I mean, it is what it is, you know. There's always a 50-50 chance of getting a prediction correct, but right now, with the way Demon's Force attacked in that last round, yeah, I mean, it was a questionable final push on the Jittery, who was busy trying to get those kills, and he managed to. I'm not sure how Sniper One Candy fell. He got into sight quite literally by falling down the hatch, of course, but then he fell to Jittery, and then Sakashima Goat on yellow as well somehow missed with only a pistol in hand. Jittery was about to make the clutch happen. He just missed where the sledge was, and Kajit was there to, of course, finish it off. And UG, yeah, they looked a little bit all over the place in that last round, as we've got flashbangs coming in. But he's still going to throw out his C4. Miss, unfortunately. No damage done to the attackers at all, as Sakashima Goat is going to join Sniper One Candy here on that second floor push. EX7 has practically been cornered, and all he has for himself is the open hatch. He will actually fall back to sight successfully. And that is, of course, console office's defense weakened by just that much more on the side of DF. Very well done to corner and isolate one of the defenders. They couldn't get the kill, but more importantly, they managed to get second floor somewhat weakened. And, well, seeing Union Gaming, of course, on second floor, it's no surprise that they wanted to do this, as Jittery, he's been concussed, but he won't be... Nope. He will be alive more than ever, because Sandy has taken out Levi in the meanwhile. That's her Nomad off the board, and a big drop as well. As the grenade is being cooked. Still won't do any damage to the defenders, as another gunfight is being taken by Jittery on the yellow skyline.
Still contesting in yellow stairs, and Sandy gets 2 kills yet again, eliminating Sniper One Candy, and yet another one. Here comes Jittery in the yellow stairs, eliminating both of them, one from the skylight as well as the console office window, as Union Gaming will be the one winning round 3 first floor lobby. Quite an impressive plays coming in from Union Gaming, and also good attempt on attack. Although Demon's Force had a lot of problems just to enter inside the second floor console office, it took nearly around 1 or 2 minutes to even get inside, and still couldn't get the confirmation on any of the kills of Union Gaming. So, talking about it, we will now proceed to the next round where the site will be on basement, cafeteria, and garage. And talking about the ban phase here, since the bandit has been banned, you still have the Kaid, in which most of the time you'd use him to technically electrify the hatches from the main entrance and also right from the bathrooms.
Attackers need to locate and
What's
defuse
interesting
as many
is that
bombs
we
as they
still
can.
don't see a Mira being played on the side of Union Gaming. So technically, they're saying that although Union is, I mean, although Mira is still available, they're just trying to prove that Mira, like, they don't even need Mira for the strategies to work out in this site of basement garage, and it's working out pretty well for them. Most of the time, you do see some, extended
Bomb
roams,
located by
especially from
attackers.
Sandy with the AOG. Most of the time, you do see the Vomai with the deployable shield and also the
Attackers have
Vomai's
discovered the
magnets
location of a
to make
bomb.
sure that the
10
attackers
seconds left
will
before
waste a
insertion.
lot of utilities just to eliminate those deployable shield. But
5
Sandy
seconds to go.
converting that and using him into roaming capabilities, getting those
Attackers
impressive
objective is
kills.
to defuse a bomb.
And interestingly, using a suppressor with the AUG always, gives me that surprise element. Don't you think, Jack?
I mean, most certainly. Sandy has been a pretty valuable addition to Union Gaming's roster, all things considered, and has been making some waves in his plays and his exploits with this team. And so far, he's been impressive. And that AUG suppressor, just like Baba mentioned, it's not something you see every day because the AUG is one of those weapons where the suppressor actually does more harm than certain other guns in terms of its damage reduction capabilities. But it looks like Sandy doesn't really care if he's just clicking heads, and understandably so. If you're just hitting headshots, why would you care about the damage reduction if your bullet tracers can be minimized? That's like location concealed for the Wamai, and if he's able to do that on the roam, all the better for him. As Kajit has taken some damage in the meanwhile, not sure which gunfight that was, but that might have been the push onto second floor console. And meanwhile, Jittery goes for a big peek right now. He's gonna down Levi, and he knows that he did, but he can't get the kill onto him. He might go for a run out of the door right there of Visa. He's actually trying to. As Sniper on Candy goes down, and meanwhile, Sandy takes that kill, and the Blackbeard goes down. There's another one, as there we go. Suppressor AUG is the meta, ladies and gentlemen. Asterix will take a fall, excuse me, and it is Sandy to take another. It's a double kill again, and the man is really coming up and going off for the side of UG.
Sandy shifting the sands of time as he decides to go for a spawn peek right from the console office window, knowing that there is two players apparently pushing in from the basement garage. Kushima, Goat, and Levi needs to make a play, and looks like he's actually going for a run out. Tries to go for the knife, wouldn't work out, but still gets the kill. In the end, Kushima Goat will actually go for a refrag, eliminating him in the process, making it a 2v3 situation. EX7 is still play. Well, if not anymore, Kushima Goat will be able to shut him down, making it a 2v2 winnable situation for them, and winning this specific attack round will prove to be detrimental for them unless and until if Union Gaming tries to stop them in their tracks. Levi has the diffuser in hand. Only problem, they haven't opened up any walls just yet, so they're forced to go in a different direction, maybe try to push in towards the spiral stairs or in the Visa stairs to try to just to try to get control on basement cafeteria, but they need to make a decision fast because they are losing a lot of time. Smoke being thrown out from Beat, the tactician, and an expert in SMG-11 recoil. He might be able to make a play as Kushima Goat, a risky push as he's going to get caught from the smoke gas canisters. Beat with SMG will be able to eliminate one, taking out Levi, which makes Kushima Goat the only operator left, and he's going to be taken down from Sparko all by himself. Union Gaming winning round 4 on basement garage. As we take a look at it in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, we will now proceed to round 5 where Union Gaming will be in the lead 3-1 against Demon's Force.
Pretty good lead, all things considered, on the defense for Consulate in Union Gaming's favor, but now they will be forced to... Oh, or not. I was about to say that they might be forced to go to second for Console, but they won't. They are pretty insistent on not going to console, ladies and gentlemen, as Archives and Tellers will be the site of choice today. And this is a rare occasion because not only are we seeing Consulate be played in the league, but it's also that we're going to this site, a site that we do not get to see in the slightest, and a 6-pick out into the Oryx from
Defenders,
Jittery,
protect your
I
bombs
believe
from
that
being
is.
defused
Yes,
by
it is
attackers.
with the SPAS 12. Interesting decision-making going on from Union Gaming right now, as it's a very different site and probably a very different playstyle. We're about to see the pulse is expected in this site, of course, because if Tellers gets taken over, Pulse will be a big source of discomfort for the attackers. You also have Beat with his C4. You have Goyo with his C4. That's 3. And then you have Sparko with the Castle, bringing in those Kevlar barricades to funnel the attackers into choke points and lines of sight, or be forced to use up their important utility that they otherwise need to save for getting into
Attackers
sight.
objective is
This is
to
going to be a
locate a
very
bomb and
interesting
defuse it.
round for both Demon's Force and Union Gaming. More so Demon's Force, because I don't think they have much of an idea on how to go about attacking this site. They probably do, and I might be underestimating them by saying that, mind you. But UG have actively chosen to go to this site, which means they probably got something hidden under their sleeve.
Well, talking about hidden sleeves, that operator would be a blockbuster combo if I'd like to see one. We do see a run out from Sandy. Won't be able to find one from the meeting, although he gets kind of detected from the Jackal scanner. So he is forced to be in a very close location. Maybe he might be towards the site to make sure that but that technically the attacker's main focus should be towards the side. Instead, we do see the attackers pushing in from the yellow stairs as Sandy claims one life, eliminating one, tries to get the other, will be able to tag good amount of damage to Tsushima Goat as the C4 comes in. Will be able to get one. No, it does not, and neither does the damage being dealt as he decides to go for a pre-fire yet again to proceed with the pressure. Looks like Tsushima Goat will be able to eliminate Jittery. The OEA operator won't be available for him, and so does Sandy's C4, which will be able to give good amount of access to get those angles, but Sandy will somehow win that gunfight, eliminating Tsushima Goat, making it 2v3, make that 2v4 as EX7 with the UMP right from Cafeteria will be able to eliminate one, as well as the diffuser goes down, tries to contest with the Blackbeard, but he's going to win that gunfight, making it a 2v3 situation. It all goes down to Kajit and Sniper 1T Candy making a
Attackers have
play, and
recovered
they're
their
currently
diffuser.
pushing in towards the yellow stairs. They haven't cleared out any roamers just yet. There is Sparko still in the meeting room. He'll just rotate back towards the main entrance, technically hold an angle from the spiral stairs or maybe in the hatches of public bathroom in which he's prepped and ready. Sees the head, he gets the confirmation, eliminates Sniper 1T Candy, which leads to Kajit all by himself. The Jackal, he has 2 smoke grenades, and the diffuser is almost near him. Doesn't have the information just yet, and he needs to find 3 more. The push will come in from Cafeteria, decides to go for a pre-fire that would compromise his location, and be it he's prepped and ready with the SMG-11, doesn't want to peek just yet, doesn't want to be aggressive. He's just waiting for the confirmation or technically the high ground to at least contest against them. Talking about the time, he doesn't have a lot, although he has those smoke grenades to deny that line of sight. Sandy will take that opportunity to go for an aggressive push, but Beat is still holding. He has the information. He just have to peek at the right moment. Goes for the peek, but Sandy, right from behind with the Vector SMG, will be able to get a beautiful headshot against Kajit as they will win Basement Archives. And also, we take a look at it in the Act 5 Edition replay. We will now proceed to the final first half of round 6. Union Gaming's last round of defense, where the site will be on second floor console office. And looks like they will be strong. Never mind, the caster's curse is still in effect. The site will be on first floor lobby and press room.
There's something up with Union Gaming and that second floor console side, ladies and gentlemen. They just realized that lobby was open for them, and they're like, all right, you know what? We're going back to lobby. We're not going console. We are doing lobby, and that's going to be our potential last round of defense. And I say potential because, of course, there is still the entirety of post-roll swap to be played, where Demon's
Attackers need
Force
to
on the
locate and
defense
defuse
could
bombs.
suddenly turn things around. Then again, that was Division 2, where the first half was entirely one-sided, and then you had a potential comeback on the second half. Now, I'm not saying that that is exactly what's going to happen in this matchup because it's Division 1 after all, and Division 1 tends to do things a little differently, but it could still go down in that way. Knowing Demon's Force, they would still want to try and take this match as long and as far as they possibly can. But how much can they? Because Lobby, we're seeing the same setup once again, the extended hold on second floor. Plenty of reinforcements, rotations, and utilities being placed up on to F. And that's where Beat, Sandy, and EX7 are probably going to be holding again. As you can see, they're already there. They've got pests from the Mozzie. They've got magnets from the Wamai and a couple of meat jammers to boot to hold down that area. Although the only difference we're seeing in this round from the last first floor lobby round that we had, round 3, is the fact that the X7 is only going to go for the C4 early to try and get a kill, but not a spawn peek. He did some damage to Sekishima Goat a couple of rounds ago by doing that, but other than that, he will not be going for that early play. Neither will the rest of EG. They're just gonna hang back, relax. They know that they don't need to do much. After all, that basement archives site sudden selection definitely took Demon's Force by surprise, as Levi will be the first to go down. Jittery gets one. He gets 2 from out of nowhere. Will he get 3? No, he won't. He gets taken down as Sniper on Candy and Kazith will take EX7 and Jittery down. Good retaliation, but is it the right kind? Sandy is still alive, so is Beat. And then there's, of course, Sparko, the Malusi, while Snapper on Candy is very low on HP
Bomb
right now.
located by attackers.
HP decreased from Sniper 1 Candy, making it a 3v3 situation. Although Jittery did get 2 kills, but Sniper 1 Candy makes sure that they'll be able to equalize the man count against him. He will now proceed to push in towards the Weezer stairs, with Kajit giving him a good amount of information, and also the concussive nades being thrown out from the Zofia to make sure that there isn't any ADSs or Wamai's magnet nades, so that he'll be able to proceed using the impacts to try to remove the Banshee's deterrent. Although they don't have any information on what exactly the positions and they're playing with. And talking about it, Sandy with the Aux Suppressor yet again claims the life of Tsukushima Goat, the man who is making an impressive plays, unfortunately, has put a stop to it, and Sandy is the one making an impressive play here.
Absolutely. The man's behind the shield once again, as there's 2 attackers pushing up inside a meeting, and one of them will get him. That's unfortunate, but he will have to fall. But then there's Kazit to take the fall as Beat shuts him down, at least injures him. Can he get the final kill? Oh, beautiful shot right there on to Snapper 1 Candy. What a play and a half from Beat right there, as he will be the one to finish things off for Union Gaming's first half, taking round 6 for his team, as we see in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, playing vertical. Of all things, from inside of round desk, not the easiest thing in the world, but very easy for Beat in that situation. That is going to be first half, ladies and gentlemen. It is 5-1 to UG, who have almost completely dominated the defense. Can they do so in the attack? We will find out. As can we have a quick look at the scoreboard? Our dear admin Eisen, there we go. Sandy, 12 to him, the only one in double digits, 12-3 so far, and he has been doing some pretty serious work, not to mention Jittery as well, 8-5 to him, as UG have a very dominating lead, 1 round away from match point, while Demon's Force, they've got a long road ahead of them if they want to make this comeback.
Well, with the Demon's Force on defense, the site will be on second floor console office. We won't be able to see any unusual strategies being made. It's just going to be a stranded site, although the Rook from Tsukushima Goat will be an interesting one. So maybe we might be able to see a spawn pick either from the admin office window or at the second floor console office window instead. I don't know why I said.
5 seconds
I just mixed my words again. I do have to apologize for that. But talking about the reinforcements being made, we do see some heavy reinforcements being placed right from the connector. So maybe we might be able to see Sniper 1 Candy with the smoke holding both the angles, the meeting as well as the console office, with the help of his smoke gas canisters to make sure that even if they do decide to go for a plant on second floor console office default, it will be denied, and at least they'll be able to get those kills as soon as possible. Although the Zofia, that would be Sandy, is still on the spawn point. Haven't moved anything just yet. So technically, he's just having a breather, I guess. G3 will go for a rappel. Sees one. Gets dealt with a good amount of damage from him on road, I believe. Not being able to contest the player right inside of toilets. Although he can be able to use a chef nade right from the windows to eliminate Asterix, but he needs that information. Without information, wasting those utilities would not be a good idea. And talking about utilities, Jit will be able to throw a nade and also the drone to make sure that he'll be able to get good amount of information as best as possible. Unfortunately, he won't be, and Asterix will fall back to the yellow stairs.
In the meanwhile, we've got the Zofia being taken out by Kajit. Big run out, I believe, from the man, or at least a window peek. And that's Sandy taken care of. Union Gaming looking a little all over the place in this round, as they will already have lost a big player. Sandy, we know he can make those big plays, at least on the defense. On the attack, it's more down to how the rest of them coordinate. As there we go. Jitter will start things off by taking down Asterix. The Jaeger, who was giving him so much trouble inside a bathroom, is finally gone. But we still have Kajit, who gets taken down a little bit too greedy. Wanted to go for a run out outside of the yellow stairs door, but it was being watched. Well done from the side of UG to cover their bases and get those kills, as sometimes it all comes down to the basics of how you protect your flank watch and how you make sure that the rest of the team is not going to face some unfortunate circumstances due to some misjudgments made by the team. Drones are coming out. They know where the Legion is. Levi sitting behind the shield where Sandy was sitting not too long ago. That shield needs to be taken care of, but Jittery can't exactly do that because he doesn't have any more grenades. That's going to be a little bit of a pain for the side of UG. They don't have the kind of explosive utility that they need. With Sandy going down early, that was one of the big things that happened in this round. 20 seconds remain as a beautiful shot gets connected by Levi. He will find Jittery, and there goes Beat as well, as a grenade does get thrown in by Sparko, but that's an uncooked one, and Levi has more than enough time to fall back and reconsider the push, but he will be down as Sparko gets the SMG 11 out. Can he get the kill? Not quite. He can't even confirm. He's got to push up, and the shotgun's there to shut him down, and then there's the Ash going in, but EX7 could only find one, and Sniper 1 Candy turn all the way around and shut him down. We'll see that in the ACT Fibernet instant replay, as a very messy and a very loose attack from Union Gaming gives the side of Demas Force their second round and a much needed round 2, as in round 7, going the way of DF on secular console. They're going to be heading down to basement, garage, and cafeteria. UG are still in a 3-point lead, and they could still be the ones to take match point. But that just comes down to how they decide to attack this next round.
Well, an impressive hold from Demas Force, especially Sniper 1 Candy, eliminating both Sparko as well as EX7, who are apparently pushing towards the meeting room, although I do not recall where exactly the diffuser was. They had their hands on the diffuser, tried to plant it towards the second floor console office. They would have at least forced the defenders to make a play rather than attackers decides to, go for the frag instead. All in all, a good effort from Union Gaming, but it wasn't enough for them to actually get a win on second floor console office. They might be able to try their luck on basement garage, as we see Asterix with the pulse. Maybe he'll be playing around towards the server room to get good amount of information, whether to see if there is any particular player who decides to push in towards the Visa room. Most of the attack pushes that you do get to see from basement would be on the piano room. I mean, technically the sledge to make some good lines of sight, the vertical lines of sight out from the piano, to take out the electro claws, proceed to open up the walls on basement garage, go for either a smoke plant. Since the Capita has been banned, they do have at least one of the operators. Actually, they do not have any smoke grenades, although a use of fuse from Sparko is going to be an interesting one, because, why do you need a vertical lines of sight when you have the cluster charge written Fuse's name all over it? I mean, I just realized four cluster charges, 1, 2, 3, 4 FUZD. It actually kind of makes sense, but for now, let's just focus on the task at hand. Jittery with the breaching toss is just trying to make lines of sight here for his teammate to get that angle, and looks like Sandy will be able to get one impressive headshot right from outside, right outside the garage to get that one kill, and an important one as the rook goes down.
That's a very important one indeed, as Sakashima Goat will be the one to fall. That's a rook off the board. That's a big kill, regardless of how you look at it. The MP5 is a very powerful weapon in every situation. It's a very universal gun, ladies and gentlemen. And with it and the rook himself out of the board, it's going to be a little bit difficult for DF to hold down inside the side. That's one of their anchors gone, as Sandy, in the meanwhile, is going to be busy opening up the newly softened wall of garage. He himself is going to take a bit of damage in the meanwhile, as Sparko is busy cluster charging away from Piano, clearing out lines of sight, clearing out defenders, and forcing them into the holds that the attackers have advantage in. Levi's going to take a lot of damage in the meanwhile. As the C4 comes out, that's going to find the X7, but R6S gets taken down in the meanwhile, and there goes another one. The Mozzie will go down. That's a triple for Sandy. Can he find two more? He's on for the ace right now, and it's down to Kajit and Levi, the last two remaining, to try and clutch out this situation. Beat's going to have to go in for a potential plant, and he will, as Kajit, he was deterred by an unscoped grenade, but he will still push in as Sandy finds his fourth, and it's all on the side of Kajit, the last man standing, but he will instead be found by Jittery. Ace is denied once again, but it's Jittery to finish it off and get another round for Union Gaming. That's what really matters right now for them, as round 8 goes their way on Basement Garage, and that is going to put them on match point, as we'll see in the ACT Fibernet instant replay. What a play coming in from UG. The standard stuff works the best for the most part, and the use of the fuse was a pretty nice touch, all things considered, although I believe initially when Sandy took some damage, the way it flowed, the incremental way it flowed, something tells me that was probably a cluster charge placed in potentially the wrong direction. Part of me wants to say that, being a fuse main myself. But, of course, as it were, match point has been confirmed 6-2 for the side of UG, who are one round away from finishing it all off, while Levi takes the 6th pick into the Malusi, and the fuse comes in once again because it's Basement Garage and Cafeteria on the 9th round.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
Is
as
it
they
just
can.
me, or do you think that it's so rare to
located
see
by attackers.
Sparko playing as Fuse? Because most of the time on attack, I always see him playing either as the Twitch or somewhat a support operator to support their teammates. But using the Fuse, this is the first time for me seeing that operator being played from Sparko. But other than that, Demon's Force, they still have a chance. I mean, I still have hopes for them. You know, winning 4 rounds in a row would be difficult, but there are at some times it's proven to be efficient when it comes to winning those. We actually did get to see that same repeat in the previous rounds where the map was on Clubhouse. Although, on specifically on defense, second floor gym wasn't the way for defense to win it out, and the attackers most of the time technically won those rounds due to the defenders losing on that specific side. But for now, we're going to focus on the match at hand. Union Gaming on match point at 6-2, as the Maverick, Jittery, as well as Sandy, the Sophia, will be able to make either a line of sight. No, they'll actually decide to use the Excaros pellets to give them the access on the very right side of the wall, and also an angle way to hold down from the white van position.
Well, there's going to be a lot of lines of sight for UG, but one has to consider if using the Hibana was the right play in that position. As we got Sparko making his entry around desk, you will see one that's a Jaeger, but he decides not to contest even though he has the bullets for it. It's the rate of fire I think he's afraid of, and the Jaeger could definitely get away with his head if he wants to, as they're going to need to do a little bit more to clear out Sakashima Goat from that position, as the man himself has gone back towards Visa. We've got the cluster charges coming in. Do the defenders know where it's coming from? They do now, and they will flee to a better position as the C4s will start to come out. They need to get rid of Sparko because the fuse is going to be a big pain in their backside if they're not able to finish him off. There might be somebody on the benches corridor right now. There actually isn't. Sparko will get his second cluster charge off nicely, as that's just going to take care of even more utility. It's free utility clearance, and Beat's already going for the plant. Wait a minute, where is Demon's Force? Are they aware of this, or are they being held back because of the cluster charges. They are indeed, as the body trade will now begin for both sides. It's suddenly a 4v3 as Sparko drops in from the meeting room hatch. Will he find a couple of kills here? It's all down to the last three defenders of Demon's Force who have found themselves in a bad position as Sniper 1 Candy goes down, but there's the refrag instantly from Tsukushima Gold. 3v2, and they still have to go for the counter defuse. They have 20 seconds, but 13 if you consider the 7-second counter defuse time. It's all down to these last two defenders, and all the attackers are outside watching the diffuser, except for the Zofia. Not sure what she was doing right there. There's going to be a couple of bodies being traded right here, right now, as Kajit gets a double. It's a 1v1 now, down to Beat versus Kajit, but he doesn't have time, and that, with the kill confirmed from Beat, is going to be Union Gaming taking this match. What a match indeed from UG, a fairly dominating performance, all things considered, and that round came pretty close right towards the end, but it was not to be for the side of DF. A good use of all the utilities for the most part from the side of UG. Lines of sight created, lines of sight denied, and using the fuse was just the cherry on the cake, excuse me. 12-7 and 16-5 to Jittery and Sandy, as they were the ones to pull out the big performances. Beat, Sparko, and EX7 coming in with the support, and a good support indeed, as that is going to be it for the first game. Sort of. The match itself, of course, has ended, but there's still a bit more to go with the relive the moment, as it were. And overall, excuse me, overall, a very good game for the side of UG. They will take Consulate 7-2, and we're going to be going into Relive the Moment to talk about some of the highlights of this last match that we just had. And there we go, the Relive is live. So, Baba, take us through them, please.
Well, talking about Union Games' lines of defense, they did not had a good amount of, they went in a good start, as I like to talk about it. They did win on Basement Garage, although first floor lobby was a bit of a difficult for them, as Jittery was the only one on first floor lobby. Did get a total of 4 kills, was about to get the ace. Due to him not having good amount of information, he couldn't get the final kill, in which he was pushing from the yellow stairs. And then after that, it was just UG's round all over again. The surprising part was picking Basement Archives and Tellers on round 5, and the amount of strats I did get to see was actually good. I did not expect for a moment there. For a moment there, I thought Union Game was about to lose to this side, but using the Oryx with the Spas 12 to give those line of sight right from the basement, the server room, in which some of the operators on defense will be able to hold good amount of angles, and it was a pretty decent hold from UG. Like there weren't any problems on defense, especially Sandy with the AUG suppressor making those impressive plays. And it's very rare to see the Womai roaming without his shield and making those vital plays. Quite an impressive playstyle coming in from Union Gaming. And talking about Demon's Force, Tsukushima Goat, he did try his best to get at least 1 or 2 kills, and also Levi, especially on defense, he did try to make sure that the push from console office on yellow stairs wouldn't come out. Unfortunately, losing the fight against Sparko, he was forced to use the SMG-12 to contest against the second one. If Sparko did win that gunfight against Sniper 1, EX7 would have got the final operator, which gave Demon's Force almost a 6-0 rather than making it a 5-1. But talking about it, in round 8 and round 9, Union Gaming didn't had any problems. Sparko with a 6-pick to the fuse, and also an impressive plant and a quad kill from Sandy.
Absolutely. It was a very good final 2 rounds from the side of Union Gaming, and like Baba said right there, pretty interesting and good use of the fuse, all things considered, as that was a ton of utility cleared out that they could just easily go in for the plan. The Jaeger didn't matter that he was there, because that's only 2 out of 5 grenades from 1 cluster charge. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that all fuse mains know very well, that if you want a big counter to Jaeger, you probably just might want to run the fuse. But of course, that's just a suggestion. I'm not somebody to make strats, of course. I'm not that kind of person. But anyway, that is going to do it for the first game, and unfortunately for the first stream as well, as we were supposed to have a Mercenaries versus E-Samurai Esports game coming up right after this one. But unfortunately, we have just received confirmation that Mercenaries have decided to forfeit this match that they have after after an astounding week, all things considered, and we will unfortunately have to end the first stream here, ladies and gentlemen, but not to worry, as later on tonight, we will be going live once again at around 7:15, 7:30 p.m. IST with Monka S versus Red Vipers and L2K versus Kira Esports. Those are going to be some very interesting games indeed, and we will see you on the other side with them. Stay tuned.